All right, guys. So, what we're going to talk about for this one is going to tie into a lesson that I have been giving. It's not going to override it, it's not going to supersede it, but I definitely think it complements it. And the phrase is harness what's in front of you, don't make it perfect. Harness what's in front of you, don't make it perfect. I think it's easy for some of us that are goal oriented, people that are, maybe process oriented, people that are, striving towards a goal, right? I'd argue if you're watching my channel, you probably have a goal into yourself, probably. It might not be the goal that I have in mind for you, but you probably got a goal that you're moving towards, right? And I think it's natural for that type of person to say, okay, I'm trying to write a paper, I'm trying to cook a meal, I'm trying to write a letter, I'm trying to fold my sheets, I'm trying to shop for something, I'm trying to clean. And it's natural for us in those moments to say, okay, how can I do this to the best of my abilities? Like, how can I make this the best, right? What can I do to not leave it on the court? What can I do to not leave it to chance? And I think that's a great perspective to have because you are going to be searching, you are going to be exploring. You're not going to be satisfied with good enough. You're not going to be satisfied with a half assed response. You are going to put forth a valiant effort, and that's great. But at the same time, if you've already got a 97 in front of you, talking like a 97% good or 97% perfect or 97% within scope, I mean, are you really going to possibly throw that whole thing away? Or are you going to possibly mess up what you've already done or maybe theoretically not finish what you've started because it doesn't have that last 3%? That seems a little silly to me. And what I would say in those moments, if you say, okay, I've got a 97% in front of me and I was able to get it done in this amount of time and I was able to harness these resources and I was able to actually do something unique and different with that 97%. There might have been a couple little facets that I was not as sharp on, but are you going to discount what you did correctly, or are you going to throw out what you've done correctly, or are you going to perhaps not turn in what you finished? And I think at the end of the day, it's great that we're trying to push it forward. It's great we're trying to make it better. It's great that we're thinking outside the box. But at the end of the day, you've got to harness what's in front of you. If you say, look, I've got 100 hours to get this taken care of, and these are the tools I have in front of me, and I don't have time to make the tools perfect before I get started. I don't have time to constantly put layers of polish on it. I don't have time to keep buffing out the edges. I don't have time for that. I've done what I can. I'm happy I've done what I can. I'm very certain that what I've done is going to exceed the expectations. So let's just harness what we got. Let's use what we got. If you're waiting for things to be perfect before you take action, you're literally never going to start. Number one, nothing's going to be perfect. But I would go one step further and say that if you're always waiting for the right moment or the right time, you're never going to start. Because there's always going to be something telling you to pull it back. There's always going to be something telling you to not move forward. There's always going to be something telling you that now is not the time, or you need to wait another day, or why are you trying, to that effect. So if you aren't okay with working with less than perfection, if you aren't okay being less than perfect yourself, you're never going to get started and you're never going to accept yourself. Okay? I mean, if the objective is I have to wait until I can make the perfect meal. Well, yeah, but you need to eat before then. And I would also say that the perfect meal is going to come about through a lot of trial and error. A lot of trial and error. So much so it's not even funny. So, if you say that I have to wait for the perfect moment, or I have to wait till I get the perfect tools, or I have to wait until things align themselves, you're never going to get started. It's If you're trying to build a house, you literally just got building materials in front of you. You just got wood and screws and nails and wall and plaster, okay? You do not have a house in front of you, and you're going to get dirty building that house. So harness what's in front of you. Now, if it's totally outside of scope or it's not up to the quality you need, then okay. We can try to maybe replace that. We can try to maybe make that better. But if what you have is going to work, why would you not harness that? Why would you not pick that up? Why would you not use that? Harness what's in front of you. Don't make it perfect. All right, guys. See ya.